Now, talking about justice for Deborah, I'm going to play Atiku's defense, and I am doing this because I had done a critique on Atiku and his involvement, how he had to put down his post condemning the killing of Deborah. So he was reached and he put up a defense. And for me, well, let's just hear what Atiku has to say. I'll come back and share my opinion.
Every tweet has to get my approval. Unfortunately, this tweet, because I was traveling all over the country, did not have my approval. So I said it should be taken out. And that every tweet must have my express approval. I am not a person who is afraid to take stand on issues.
So, you saw the video now. The question is that tenable? You can drop your comments on the comment section and tell me if you think Atiku's defense on why he had to put down the post is acceptable. Well, this is my opinion. Now, it's going to be my tradition here not to stay on the fence. My job here is to give my opinion, my perspective based on, putting pieces together, working with the facts that are before me. So I'm not going to be staying on the fence. For me, it is not acceptable. Atiku's defense is not acceptable. The question is, fine. You say that you have to approve every post. And again, I want to believe that Atiku has his, managers, social media managers. I don't want to believe that Atiku will have the time to check every post before it is put up. But even if that is the case, especially for a sensitive matter as that of the killing of Deborah, okay, I can understand, okay, fine, you probably may want to get to see the post and before you let it fly, before you let it go out. I get that. But the question is that Atiku is saying that the reason he had to put down the post was because he didn't give approval. I'm wondering, what was so bad or what was so unbecoming with that post that you had to put it down? When you say he didn't give you approval, how do you mean? Did the post align with the spirit of the time? Did the post align with the spirit of the event? Okay, fine. Maybe you didn't give approval and you get to see the post. Okay, fine. Well, at the end of the day, this is still useful. Probably want to give a warning or give a sanction, going forward. But to have to pull it down because you didn't get your sanction, I don't get it. If you brought down the post because you didn't give approval, so the question is, what post did you now give approval? So are you saying that Atiku Abubakar, presidential aspirants vying to claim the ticket of the PDP, did not make a comment, an official statement concerning this Deborah Samuel's incident? Is that what you're saying, that Atiku Abubakar has nothing to say? So now that you didn't give approval, so what is Atiku Abubakar's official statement concerning this situation? What is Atiku Abubakar's position on this matter? These are the questions. I think with all due respect to Atiku Abubakar, that defense is very lame. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all. I wonder why the journalists did not get to ask all of these questions. I wonder why they didn't put into further questioning. With all due respect to Atiku. Again, like I said in my previous video that you can, get to watch in the comment section, the link is there, you can watch it. I had said, hey, it would have been better that they didn't speak up. It would have been better that he didn't get to say anything. It would have made more sense. But for you to put down that post, which obviously one can, tie to the fact that, many potential voters from the north threatening that they will not vote for you and they probably give you some trouble during the campaigns, but I can tie the polling down to that. I can say that is the reason you brought down the post. I can say that. Assuming that he actually didn't give approval. But I think of all people should know that the backlash and the aftermath of him bringing that post will be worse than the fact that he didn't give approval for the post. Come on, it's just an approval anyways. Did the post serve the event? It did. But to now bring down the post and you didn't put up another one to replace it, stating your mind, stating your position on the matter, then that gives a lot of room for suspicion. For me, this defense is not acceptable. For me, this defense further even complicates the whole issue for Atiku. And I think, as much as Atiku is bothered about the vote that he may lose in the north, he also forgets that he has a strong support base in the south that, is also very threatened with this situation. I think Atiku bothering about votes in the north showed a lot of disrespect to the voters in the south. Again, if you want to look at it, not everybody in the north supports these outrageous, and sinful acts, that have been done, against Deborah. Not everybody in the north, but you can be rest assured that a large percentage of the south is not comfortable with this. So the question is, how do you balance all of this? How did Atiku come to the point of having to bother for vote, even though he claims that, It was not about votes. It was not about that. But the question is, from what we can see before us, if we must think, we have minds to think. You cannot tell us that, it was just about approval. So the question is, what is Atiku Abubakar saying now that you've put down that post because of approval? What are you saying now? I will say again, Nigerian voters should not forget this. We should not forget this. We should take note of this. It should count in the elections. I think it should count. I think leaders must be held accountable, especially for people who are vying to occupy the Oval Office, the office of the president. We can't have leaders who can't do the needful, who do not have the courage to make decisions that must be made because of one sentiment or the other. We've wallowed too much in the ocean of sentiments. This is the time to be moving forward. We need leaders who are courageous, who have the capacity and the will to do the needful. And in that, I thought Atiku, this defense is not acceptable at all, with all due respect to him.